Hi friends, Psychic Mediums with Growth, Paranormal Priestess. Brightest blessings to all of you. Thank you for watching the channel, for those of you who have subscribed to the channel already, and thank you to those of you who have stopped by. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Elizabeth Grove. I am a medium, divine channeler, as well as a remote spirit extractor specialist and a divine twin flame. And it's been, like I always say, really amazing to be here on YouTube, and I'm just really hearing just amazing feedback from people about how these messages are really resonating with you and supporting you on your path, and this is incredible. And I know I've done channeled sessions for many of you. I've been doing a lot of remote spirit extractions, and this is a very unique work that I do. So for more on that, you may go to theparanormalpriestess.com. I have a bio there. I have information on the services that I do offer. But I have to say that being a twin flame is pretty incredible. It's really changed my life. I would not be doing the work that I'm doing today, definitely not in this way, if it wasn't for my twin flame awakening. And so I am on this path with you, and I have to say that things are truthfully going in a very, very, very fast and intense direction here into manifested union. And these messages are definitely going to prove it. I'm going to be doing channel messages here. I have some of them on my notes here. For those of you who are not aware of how I work, I get a lot of messages direct. I also get a lot of channeled writing, known as automatic writing. I also am a physical angelic channeler, a physical channeler in general, but that's not something that I actually do on YouTube. But for those of you who have had readings with me, you know that I am able to be a physical conduit. So it makes definitely readings with me very unique and very interesting and very exact in the details that come out. So again, in regards to that, theparanormalpriestess.com is the best place to visit, and you can always inquire about a channeled session if you do resonate and if you're interested. But I have some notes here regarding the channeled messages that I have received regarding the new moon. And the new moon, for those of you who don't really follow the moon phases, it's definitely, when it comes to the waning moon, the dark moon, the new moon, a lot of the shadow aspects come out. A lot of purging happens. It's the time to release when the moon is waning. When it hits exact new moon, it's also a time for new beginnings, because that's when the moon starts to grow. And so we have been experiencing the portals being present along with these moon phases, as well as with the solstices. And so the first thing that I want to say is that I know that a lot of you have probably been receiving a lot of the ascension symptoms still, certainly around the moon phases for sure. And I can just say myself that with this new moon a couple of days ago, I was extremely exhausted and dizzy, to the point where I could not even really function, so I had to lay down. So with that, we are experiencing huge shifts, and this is happening very, very quickly, and it's all going towards a really amazing direction, which seems, from what my team is saying, is going to be really opening up this summer. So we have a lot to look forward to, those of you who are on the twin flame journey. What they are telling me as far as this new moon goes, many of us are receiving downloads. Many of us are receiving information, basically, as well as we are receiving the upgrades, of course, the upgrades to our light body and the upgrades to our physical vessels as well. But we are receiving a lot of information that is going to assist us with the guided action to be able to manifest twin flame unions, okay? And what they are telling me is that anyone who thought that this wasn't possible, who was holding on to fear, holding on to any type of doubt connected to the twin flame manifested union, this new moon absolutely did a very intense job of bringing those up to the surface, so that way they could be recognized and then released. So if some of you, and I know that I have recently gone through this, but if some of you have had some releases that happened, this new moon had some fears and doubts that came up, this was actually a good thing. So even if it felt uncomfortable and it kind of knocked you off center, this was definitely the right thing to happen, because this new moon was basically acting like a sweeper and just sweeping out everything and anything that no longer serves you or your beloved as well on this. They're talking about that those of you who are twin flames, and this new moon, the channel messages really will be centered on twin flames, but your beloveds are actually receiving so much, and they are awakened. They are having the experiences, and they are having so many of the synchronistic numbers show up in their space, as well as you're probably receiving this as well. And what the angels are saying about this is that if you're noticing all of these synchronicities, and so many of them just piled up, because everything is just moving so fast. We are going, basically with these double numbers and these triple numbers, they're really indicating in general that things are moving ahead through a gateway of consciousness, and that you are being supported on each and every level, and every single level. So you're getting the divine support, you're coming through and transforming at warp speed, and this is all coming into culmination so that way everything could be prepared for the actual manifestation of the twin flame union. So this, of course, is the year for manifestation, right? And it is. And I have to be honest, I've been getting some clients that have been coming forward and saying that, hey, we're together now, okay? We may not have it all together as far as being in alignment, being within union itself, but we are communicating now. You know, my beloved has made the choice. They were with another, and all of a sudden, poof, things change out of absolute nowhere, and they're no longer with the other person, or they're finally filed for that divorce, or they're finally decided that they were going to break up with that soulmate, that karmic partnership. And things are just unfolding, and they just didn't expect that things were going to, happen. They just happened out of the blue. And so these are the messages that are coming up for this new moon, is that things are absolutely being swept out of the space, okay, very, very quickly. And they are making the way, they're paving the way for unions to take place. And they are giving me that summertime is going to be, in particular, very, very special for twin flame unions. So it's like these seeds are being planted for March and April. And then going forward, we are going to really see the growth. We're really going to see things manifest, actions. They really are focusing on giving you those actions. And so with this new moon, they're also indicating that they are giving action downloads to many of you. So they're giving you a lot of details as to the guidance, because a lot of you are going to be guided to take certain actions. So whether that's contacting your beloved, whether it's finally booking that trip and going to their area, or whether, some of you have twin flames who are in the public eye, and this absolutely exists and this is happening. So whether you're guided to go to an event that they're having, whatever it may be, there's going to be actions that are they're action codes, rather, downloads that are given to us with this new moon. And this is going to propel us into action coming up this summer. But as they say, they can't force you to take this action. So yes, you're receiving all of this, but it's up to you to actually take those steps. So some of the beloveds actually have not come forward with this, and this can be kind of confusing to the awakened one. Some of you maybe have been awakened for some time, and so when you have a stretch of time like that and things have not come together, and I guess it's definitely more of a chance that you will have a doubt or fear that if this will ever happen. Whereas I know I've had some clients and they just recently woke up, maybe like a month or two ago, and things are just like a rocket. They are like a rocket fast, and everything's just accelerated because of the energies. But the message that my spiritual team wants to impress upon those people who have been on this journey for a while is that no one has been left behind. Okay? So, and that's really important to take in as the truth, that if you have signed up for this journey, that you are not being left out of it. It's just that your journey is not necessarily going to look like someone else's journey. They also wanted to mention that some of you have a little bit more complexities with your journeys. So, and you know who you are. And with those circumstances, it's just that, yes, it took a little bit more time, but it was all for the highest good for both of you. And you will come together when the time is right. And all of these energies are pushing everything into place now. But some of your beloveds have been hiding out with this, with the experiences and with the telepathy. Telepathy, I know we've been talking about that, and this is something still that they're bringing up, is happening very, very frequently. So whether it's that you're getting just impressions of what's going on in their space, you're picking up on the thoughts that they're thinking, if this is subconscious connecting, if it's conscious direct telepathy and you're having conversations back and forth, this is happening. And the reason why it's happening is that they are confirming that this is more so of the manifestation part of it, which is a step into manifested union in the physical. So this is really important to realize. It's something that they're bringing up again, especially around the new moon, where the psychic senses are open that much more. You're receiving different signs and indicators in dreams, as well as connecting with them telepathically. And this is giving you a lot of very important information as to where your beloved is. But for most of you, your beloveds are awakened, okay? Actually, I would probably go as far as to say that all of them are awakened to this, but it's a matter of that they are hiding out with the information, and my spiritual team is giving me that they're experiencing it, but some of them are still within the fears. And this new moon is intensely assisting them with being able to get past the fears and doubts with what they're receiving, especially if they are divine masculine, only because the divine masculines tend to lean very heavily into the analytical and the logical. So, I mean, that's just always been known. So this is not a judgment on them, a harsh judgment. This is just saying that naturally men are more inclined to use more so judgment and more so analyzation. More so using logic and analyzation. So it's a little tougher for some of them to really be able to let go of that, let down their guard, so to speak, and really listen to what they're intuitively getting and then make actions from there. So some of the divine masculines especially are still struggling a bit with getting past the fears so that way they can take the actions. But my team is giving me that they are getting the action downloads and they are being cleansed of those doubts and fears. So this new moon is bringing in a new sense of truth, for sure. Because, of course, we're getting the 5D. We're getting the 5D energies. We're getting those light codes. We're being upgraded. So this is exactly the awareness that is required, to have self-awareness, understand your identity, who you really are, okay, and the reasons that you're here. And that happens with each and every portal. So understand that. That's ongoing here. But yeah, unions are really being ushered in very, very strongly, and this is something that's important. They wanted to talk about the event. So people have been asking about the event or whatnot, and I'm not going to get in too deeply to the event, but what they wanted to say about the event is that the event is you, and the event is also planetary. So it's also the actual planet. So there's an event that's going on with you in terms of your transformation, you going from the old paradigm into the new paradigm. And this is really centered on you understanding who you are and why you're here, really understanding your truth, really understanding that you are a divine being within a human body and that you're here to change the world. It's going from the old 3D fear-based thoughts and patterns into the 5D Christ consciousness of love and light and unity and peace. Okay, so that is happening. So we have individual ascensions happening. We have that process happening within us, right? So that's unfolding, the event within us unfolding. But of course, this is also connected to all of us in unity being able to raise Gaia and raise the planet back into the 5D, into the fifth dimension. So we're all a part of being able to lift her. And of course, the divine beings are also assisting with the planetary ascension, as well as your own individual ascensions. So they wanted to mention that. They are not to tell us as far as when the actual main event of the planet will happen, but just understand that we are all experiencing the event within and changing and transforming. And this is a main part of bringing that planetary ascension into being. So make sure I don't forget anything here. So I have my notes here. So we talked about if your twin flame has not stepped forward yet, that some of them are still a little bit in denial of what's happening and they're afraid of it and not understanding it. But please understand that this absolutely will be changing and changing very, very quickly. And that it's not impossible whatsoever. And so things are, they're really saying to stay very, very open to the miracles that are happening now. So just like you're noticing these synchronistic numbers off the charts and seeing birthdays and hearing names and it's just been nonstop. It's really picked up. That's truthfully what they're saying is an indicator that things are that accelerated and they are orchestrating things to perfection. So the main message here too is for those of you who are holding on too tightly to expectations. I know we've talked about this, but this is what they're having me tell you again. This is happening. So it's not a question of will it happen. It's not a question at all. It's more so just affirming and knowing it is happening. It is unfolding. And that's a part of just working along with the manifestation process, that the twin flame manifested union isn't something that's in the future, guys. This is something that's now. It is now. So to claim it now and to truthfully work with it in the present is the way to go, because each and every event that's happening now, the communications, the synchronicities, the information, the pull, what you're guided to change in your life, where you're guided to go, all these things, this is happening now. This is set to absolutely manifest, yes, but the process of it is now. And so they're asking to just surrender and to trust this and to not set up any type of block with this by thinking somehow, some way that this is never going to happen, or you're doubting if your beloved will ever change, or if you're doubting that your beloved will ever, take an action that will change things and will bring you both into manifested union. I have to tell you that just from being a reader and just having clients, that I am hearing these changes. I'm getting these emails. And some things are happening for my clients in very short periods of time, from when I've read them to just like a couple of weeks later. So, whoa. So don't think that anything is impossible here, because just think of the synchronistic numbers that you are picking up and how often, and how you're going, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is out of control. That's how accelerated and that's how divinely supported your journey is. And this is the same exact thing for your beloved. So the message here too with this new moon, think of the new moon, and I'm wearing black for the new moon. It's the void, right? It's the hidden. And the message that they want me to share with you is, although things are hidden, some things are not what they seem. They're not. And this is very, very true with the twin flame journey right now. Many of you out there are not seeing the actual physical evidence of your twins' feelings. Some of you are not. Some of you are not seeing the proof, so to speak, of what's happening with your beloved. Also, too, the fact is that you are not seeing what's going to unfold. Many of you you're not seeing that far. However, you're getting certain guidance or a certain pull to take action, but yet it's like that fear of the unknown. But know that there are things that might be hidden, and you may not have the proof yet that your twin is experiencing you, and they're feeling you, and they're choosing you, and they're trying to decide because they're still confused as to what are they going to do, what actions are they going to take, now what, because they're feeling this. If you're not seeing that yet, it's okay. It's okay. It's there. It's happening. And everything will be brought to light. So just as the new moon turns into the light, and the light waxes, and then we go into full moon, thus everything will be brought to light when the time is right. And they actually give me that there is something that's very, very special about this full moon that's coming up that will shed light on many things. So, and this will be for you, and this will also be for your beloved, who is probably, many of you are still hiding out. But they're experiencing it nonetheless, and they are absolutely feeling it. It's just that things still have not been brought together, but they will be. They will be. Claim this now. Understand it's all happening now, and it's all unfolding and in present tense. Just want to make sure. So they are really impressing upon me that the actual shadows and anything that's clouded the truth for your beloveds in their space, that is being removed. That is being removed, and there is definitely going to be a clarity that's there. So for some of them, it's going to be just an epiphany of what it is that they're feeling, and this person that has impacted them and made them feel all these things. For some, they have chosen the karmic partner, or maybe they've chosen a soulmate, and all of a sudden they are having these experiences with the beloved through telepathy, through dreams and knowingness, and they have this epiphany that I just can't get over it. It's constant. I can't get over it. I'm pulled in that direction. I do understand now that this direction is the direction that's meant for me. And this other person, although they have brought me the gifts of teaching me and growth, they're not meant for me any longer. Okay, there's only so far that our connection, our relationship could go, and the twin flame journey is where it's at now. So a lot of realizations with this new moon portal. Okay, and so the best advice here is definitely that if you are experiencing any kind of lingering doubts or fears connected to how this will unfold and the details of this, again, the message is to let go, and to let go of expectations on how you think it will go. But rather than to take the guided action when you're guided to take it, I feel from them what they're saying is that for many of you, the guided actions are going to come within summertime. It's really going to be action time. So that's not saying that manifested union itself is going to happen like this. However, taking the actions that are leading into that, yes. So pay very, very close attention to what's coming up now, especially May, June. Pay attention there, and let go of any kind of shadowy doubt that things somehow just are not going to work out. So that's really, really important in the message that they're sending there, because they are assisting in every single way. So they call this the precious time of activation. And please know that they are calling all into manifested union who have chosen this journey. That's the message there. Those of you who have recently awakened to this journey, it's going to be a fast track for you. And it might be a little bit of a whirlwind there. But no worries. Everyone's coming into, the manifested union in the perfect time, in the perfect way. And so please understand that. Those are pretty much the messages they wanted to impress upon you. Some of it, we've talked about before, but we really are, and I really know that most of you out there, if not all of you, can really feel it right now, that we are in a completely different place in a very short period of time. It really feels like a holding gate, sort of holding pen, and it's kind of like this, the gates can open and just shoot right through it. So stay really, really open and flexible to things, because it's going to be quite eventful coming into the summer. And by fall and winter, you're going to have a very, very good indication where you are with things. So it's very exciting. This year is going very fast. I'm definitely not rushing it, but it is accelerated. And so, the other message that they wanted me to share with you is that most of you, if not all of you, have finished your work and you are prepared for this manifested union. So some of you out there may feel as though you're not prepared for it. Maybe there's more work for you. Maybe you're just not done clearing things and transmuting. And actually, my team wants to say to you that most of you have finished your work. It's just a matter of now just releasing it, handing it over to them, and allowing them to assist with the orchestration, and not holding tightly or to worry of how this is going to look, because it may look very different than what you have thought. However, if you're feeling to take a certain action, that's different from trying to script it up there. So, wow. Amazing, pretty amazing. I know amazing things are happening now, so just stay with it. And if any of you are guided to have a session with me, a channeled session, I am absolutely here for you. You can inquire about that on the paranormalpriestess.com. Contact me. I just ask that you don't purchase any reading yet. I do check to see if it's guided. So if it's a vibrational match, and my team guides me to read for you, because everything I do is for the highest good. So I check on that, and if I'm guided to move forward with you, I will definitely do a session with you, and we'll get down to the details is what's going on within your union, some things that you may be currently unaware of. Many times the Twin Flames higher self steps in, and they really are pretty strongly giving me the details as to what's happening in their space. So that might be something that's very helpful for you. We have Archangel Michael coming through a lot of these sessions now to keep everyone just really strong and committed, and helping people to just stay the course. This is not the time to come off the course, even though you've been through so much, and I completely resonate with that, and I'm very compassionate when people tell me that, because I know I've been on this for a while, and I don't regret being on this journey for a while. There was a lot of things that I know I needed to do, I needed to learn, I needed to heal through, and my twin flame as well. So if I think about it, it never would have worked out for us if it was sooner. So believe in divine perfection, because the divine is perfect. And also believe in the power of prayer. Understand the ability that prayer has. And I must say, just from the reading standpoint, that I've had the angels come through and actually validate the prayers that my clients have been saying. And that shows you right there that your prayers are not unanswered. They are heard, they are answered, they're put into action. I get the confirmation of this all the time, and I find it just amazing. I mean, sometimes I'll have Archangel Michael say, oh, so-and-so has been praying about this, and we have received this, and we have put this request into action. And I'll tell my client, like, oh my gosh, I've been praying. I just prayed for that yesterday. So, I mean, you can't make these things up. So I really want to encourage people out there to stay with prayer, and to also to work with manifestation as much as you can. Understand that manifestation is truthfully about intending it, visualizing it, believing it, putting it out there into the universe, and surrendering it, knowing that it's happening now and it's not something that's happening in the future. Okay? So that's definitely the I am presence in there. So focusing on manifestation, that you're manifesting it now and you're attracting it now, is key. So know that you are attracting everything that would be in the highest good for your twin flame union now, and that your manifested union and all its details is unfolding when? Now. Not that it will, it is now. Because that's the truth of it. That is the truth. So stay with that, and we have a new beginning upon us, new light coming in, new frequencies that are higher, new vibrations. And so this is all going in a really beautiful direction for everybody, and it's definitely a time to get really, really excited. It truthfully is. So please understand that. TheParanormalPriestess.com. You can also like my page, The Paranormal Priestess. I also have Twitter, so if you'd like to follow the show, I have ParaPriestessYT is the Twitter. I also have my own personal one, Para_Priestess. So love to be connected with you, and thank you to those who do connect with me on social media. And for those of you who have contacted me for readings or sessions, just please allow for about 2 to 3 days as far as the turnaround time. I try to get to everyone, within that time frame. I have been having a lot of clearing work to do, and also a lot of inquiries. So I try my best that I can to get back to everybody. Sometimes there's just not enough time. So just please understand for that. And be as patient as you can. Thank you so much for that. And remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings, and take care, everyone. And I will see everybody next week.